People think like being an entrepreneur is easy, but it's not. Um, I'm on day. Maybe I should do it like this. I'm on day. I don't know what day I'm on. 6 months. I shaved my beard. It's growing back. I need to shave. I don't really take time to shave. I just work. Um, got all kinds of stuff going on. But it's definitely not easy. We just sit here. We learn, get on the computer, connect. I've been connecting with other high-level investors to learn more and more and more. Have the business started. Have a whole legal team, lawyers. Probably not necessary, but I'm aiming big, you know. And if we're gonna make it big, you got to be prepared. So I'm prepared. Um, Send out anywhere from 500 to 800 mailers, like letters in the mail to nearby areas every week. Reaching out to people in classifieds, uh, reaching out to people, Facebook, all over the place. It just seems like, you know, the hardest part about it is that family members don't really support you. And that's going to be like anything. It doesn't really matter what it is. I've tried a lot of things over the years, and people really like to support in things that are familiar to them, something that they know works. But something that's unfamiliar to them, and they see you doing it, they're just kind of like, what are you doing? And that's okay. They're not really going to trust you until they see that you've been doing it for a while and making a lot of money. And then all of a sudden, well, the money speaks for you. And it's kind of sad that it works that way, but it makes it pretty hard to keep going sometimes. But I just keep going anyways. I've got a lot of things going on besides the mailers. You know, we're learning. It's always learning, every day learning and getting in contact. This is just some homework that I did last night, and I've been reviewing it today. Just learning how to create value statements that are strong, that say what I'm doing. Like, I give distressed property owners a way out of their problem property so that they can spend more time focusing on the things that matter in life, like their families. And so, who do you know that might be in a situation like this that could benefit from these services? See, that's a proposition, a value proposition, I guess. We've got all kinds of planning going on back here. Got dry erase boards, calendars, reminders of, here's the one, reminders of just how things go. These two little charts right here and right here are different. This one's for reading books, and this one's for making $100,000. Just create little challenges with bonuses in them. Really just the main thing here, I believe, is persistence. We'll just keep moving, keep persisting, keep going. This will pay off one day. I have a big plan. I have a big vision for the future. I'm going to start a family foundation, build a nice big house out on a ranch. In Texas is where I'm looking right now. And I want to build a foundation for families where the house is out there, and we invite families in, and we just start teaching them how to be a family, a solid, cohesive unit, and also an individual who lives life correctly. In today's world, I think families are severely undervalued, and they're being pulled apart. Mostly by the workplace and the fact that money is inflated so ridiculously high and just continues to be that. Although it looks like, our money is going up over time, minimum wage used to be $5 when I was a kid, and now it's $12. That's more than double, right? But the value of the dollar has devalued more than that. So while we're getting more money, technically, there's a higher number that we're getting. The number itself is worth less. Like my grandpa bought a house in like 1950 for $7,000 in Dallas Fort Worth area. You can't buy a house anywhere for that, right? Well, maybe if you get like tax lien or something on a property or REO, but ordinarily no, and definitely not a new house. That was a new house at the time. So how can that be? Well, prices were different, but the value of a house is still a value of a house. A house is still valuable. It's a place where you live. It has materials. They have to be pulled up. If the cost, think about this too. If the cost of things, of actually manufacturing things, is going down, how is it that things cost more? Because we have more sophisticated machines, which make the work a lot easier. It requires much less manpower, so you don't have to pay all the employees. So how is it that cost of manufacturing is going down, yet manufactured items still cost more? It's got to be because the dollar is devaluing extremely rapidly. Because now cost is going down, but it's still costing more, and it still feels expensive to us. We're actually getting paid less and less all the time, and what that does is it pulls apart the families. So now families are being pulled apart because, and actually, I mean, they're willingly moving apart from each other, and the reason is, well, if I go get a job halfway across the country, you can say, oh, you know, I can move out to the middle of like Iowa, and there's not really anything out there, so it's really cheap, and they're going to pay me the same amount that I'm making here, so I'm saving money. But not everybody in my family gets that job. Not everybody in my family wants to move to Iowa. So what happens? You split up. You say, all right, we'll come back later. You know, we love you, but we'll come back. And then there you are. But then you don't come back. Then you're just in Iowa. And your family split apart, and you're a little bit weaker. And over time, you just lose touch. You know, kids are born, nieces, nephews, grandkids, who knows, whatever, however it works. More people in your family grows, maybe, but you're not with it. So then you grow apart. And then all that strength and support you could have offered, people learn to like not really rely on you. They don't really know you. You're too far away. It's not convenient. So who are you anyway? Families get weaker. And as families get weaker, the country overall gets weaker. We become easier to control, for sure. We can be tricked into voting for things that aren't the best for us, like slightly higher wage increases in the minimum wage, or things that are going to cause mass money printing that will devalue us even more. So the foundation that I want to that I'm forming in the future is bringing the families back together, teaching the importance, and teaching alternatives to following a job, and actually creating solutions for families and individuals to become financially free so that they can actually stay with their families like they want to, and you know, actually show them the value of staying with your family. Maybe it's going to start off at first with just people who really get it, and later hopefully everyone gets it. But this is a much needed service that I don't believe really exists out there, and if I could do it for free, that'd be even better. But maybe it'll be like a tier-based system where I bring in a few really motivated people, and then they go out and teach more and more and more. It's a movement, nationwide movement that I'm starting. But this is where it starts, and that's why I can't give up, and that's why I do all this, and it's not easy. But that's how I'm able to endure, because the greater cause is much more important than my minute suffering at this time. So let's get